The restaurant was the kind of place Jack Hayes would never normally enter. Crystal chandeliers, white tablecloths, waiters in tuxedos. The kind of place where the cheapest entree cost more than he made in a day as an auto mechanic. But his sister had set him up on a blind date, and she'd specifically chosen this restaurant. "Trust me," she'd said, "this woman is worth the splurge. Just be yourself." Jack, 32 and perpetually covered in grease stains despite his best efforts, had showered 3 times and borrowed his brother's sport coat. He felt out of place the moment he walked in, but he'd promised his sister he'd try. The hostess checked her list. "Name? Jack Hayes. I'm meeting someone." She should have already arrived. "Ah, yes, right this way." The hostess led him through the crowded restaurant. Jack followed, nervous, rehearsing his introduction. Then the hostess stopped at a table and gestured to a woman sitting alone. She was beautiful. Blonde hair in elegant waves, wearing a light blue dress, looking sophisticated and poised. But what caught Jack's attention was the wheelchair beside the table, and the way she sat carefully, precisely, like someone who'd learned to compensate for limited mobility. "Your date is here," the hostess said to the woman. The woman looked up at Jack with surprise in her eyes. "I'm sorry, there must be a mistake, I'm not—" But the hostess had already walked away. Jack stood there awkwardly. "I think she might have seated me at the wrong table. I'm Jack Hayes. I'm supposed to be meeting someone named— Actually, my sister didn't tell me her name. She just gave me the reservation time." The woman smiled and it transformed her face. "I'm Emily Thornton, and I'm supposed to be meeting someone too." "A blind date my father set up, but you're not Richard Sterling." "Definitely not. I'm a mechanic. I fix cars. I showed up in my best clothes and I'm pretty sure I still smell like motor oil." Emily laughed. "You smell fine, and you're probably sitting at the wrong table. Let me call the hostess." "Wait," Jack said. "This might sound crazy, but can I sit here just for a few minutes? I'm dreading this blind date my sister set up. The woman is supposedly perfect for me, which probably means she'll hate me on sight." "Why would she hate you?" "Because I'm a mechanic who lives in a 1-bedroom apartment and drives a truck held together with duct tape and prayers. I'm not exactly blind date material for fancy restaurants." Emily's smile widened. "And the man I'm supposed to meet is Richard Sterling, CEO of Sterling Investments, my father's business partner. I've never met him, but I'm sure he's expecting someone polished and professional, not someone in a wheelchair." "What happened?" Jack asked, then immediately regretted it. "Sorry, that's too personal. Car accident, 3 years ago, spinal injury. I have some sensation and movement, but I'll never walk normally again." She said it matter-of-factly, without self-pity. "Most men find that intimidating." "That's stupid," Jack said. "You're beautiful and clearly smart. The wheelchair doesn't change that." Emily looked at him with surprise. "You actually mean that?" "Of course I do. My best friend from high school is paralyzed from a football injury. He's still the same guy, just uses wheels instead of legs. It's not a big deal." The hostess reappeared, looking flustered. "Mr. Hayes, I'm so sorry. I seated you at the wrong table. Your date is waiting over there." She pointed to a woman across the room in an expensive dress, checking her watch impatiently. Jack looked at the woman, then at Emily. "Actually, I think I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. Could you tell that woman, I'm sorry, but I won't be able to make it? And could you tell the gentleman waiting for Emily that she's unavailable too?" The hostess looked confused, but nodded and walked away. "What are you doing?" Emily asked. "Having dinner with you. If you'll let me, I know we were supposed to meet other people, but I like talking to you better than I'd like meeting whoever my sister set me up with." "My father is going to be furious. Richard Sterling is his business partner." "Do you care?" Emily thought about it. "No. Actually, I don't. I'm tired of my father arranging my life because he thinks I can't handle it myself since the accident. Let's have dinner. Tell me about fixing cars." They talked for 3 hours. Jack told her about his garage, his dream of opening his own shop someday, his love of restoring classic cars. Emily told him about her work as a freelance graphic designer, her frustration with her father's overprotectiveness, her passion for painting. "I miss painting on large canvases," Emily said. "I used to do massive abstract pieces, standing, moving, throwing paint. Now I work small because it's easier from a seated position. But I miss the big, messy, physical art." "Why can't you still do that?" Jack asked. "It's not practical. I'd need help getting to the canvas, reaching high sections. So get help. Hire an assistant, or find a friend willing to get messy with you." Emily looked at him. "You do that? Help me paint? I'd love to. I've never painted anything except cars, but I'm great at getting messy and following instructions." 1 month later, Jack was in Emily's studio, wearing paint-stained jeans, helping her create a massive abstract piece. She directed, he executed the high sections and large movements, and together they created something beautiful. "This is the most fun I've had since before the accident," Emily said, laughing as Jack accidentally splattered paint on both of them. "We're a good team," Jack said. They were. Over 6 months of dating, they became inseparable. Jack adapted his garage to be wheelchair accessible so Emily could visit. Emily taught Jack about art and design. They challenged each other, supported each other, and fell completely in love. Emily's father was not pleased. "He's a mechanic, Emily. You could have had Richard Sterling." "I don't want Richard Sterling," Emily said firmly. "I want Jack. He treats me like a capable adult, not a fragile victim. He's kind and hardworking and makes me laugh. That's what I need, not a business merger disguised as a relationship." 1 year after their accidental meeting, Jack proposed, not at a fancy restaurant, but in his garage while they were working on restoring a 1967 Mustang together. "Emily Thornton," Jack said, covered in grease, holding up a ring he'd designed himself. "Will you marry me? I promise a life that's messy and imperfect but always honest. I promise to help you paint. I promise to treat you like the amazing, strong, talented person you are. And I promise to keep you supplied with the best classic cars I can find." Emily was crying. Yes. Absolutely yes. At their wedding, Emily's father gave a speech that surprised everyone. "When my daughter was in that accident, I thought her life was over. I tried to control everything because I was terrified of losing her completely. But Jack taught me something. Emily's life wasn't over. It changed. And sometimes change leads to something better than what we planned. Jack loves my daughter for exactly who she is. That's all any father can ask for." Jack's sister also gave a speech. "I set Jack up on a blind date with a corporate lawyer who would have been all wrong for him. Instead, he sat at the wrong table and found exactly the right person. Sometimes the best things in life happen when we end up exactly where we weren't supposed to be." If this story touched your heart, like, share, and subscribe for more stories about unexpected love. Comment about a time a mistake led you to something better than you planned. Your story might inspire someone to embrace the unexpected today.